What's up, everyone? So today we're going to be doing a rekey job, and yes, I know I've done other rekey jobs. Sorry, I'm trying to put my phone on low power mode. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I got that out of the way. So I'm going to be doing a rekey job on a Hosom. I don't know how you pronounce that. Hosom. Lever lock set. So here's the handle. Okay. And I've already kind of got the deadbolt taken apart a little bit, but it's weird because the key that I'm going to key it to, it's like it's not wanting to go in all the way, and I don't know why. I think, hold up. Oh, it's the same length. I don't know. The key that I'm going to be rekeying it to isn't wanting to go in for some reason, but I wonder if that's just because whatever inside. So anyways, and this should be pretty self-explanatory compared to like my other videos that I've done. I gotta get off my phone. Anyways, so I got my tweezers, new set of tweezers I got. So the tip's designed to hold pins in really well. Let me grab one just to show you guys. So I don't have to put any pressure on it. The way it's designed, it'll keep holding on to that, which is very beneficial. It's nice, especially if your hands cramp up. I really hate admitting that, but that's what happens. So with these, the way that they're designed, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this part. Let's set that in the box. And then on these, you gotta turn your handle. See right there in that little hole, there's a pin right there, okay? So let's see, I gotta line that up just right. I don't have any of my other tools in here, but just grab something small. I'm gonna use a nail. It'll fit in there so you can depress that pin. You're gonna pull this apart, okay? That's gonna come off. And it looks like, let's see, yeah. On the back here, there's a little plastic piece. You're gonna take that out. Don't lose that. You're gonna need that. Set that aside, and your lock will fall out, okay? You're gonna take your lock, and on the back end here, trying to find something a little bit smaller. I moved all my rekey tools. I got a new box and stuff for the truck. So I moved a bunch of stuff into there, and I have like nothing in here. I need to get another set, and I keep forgetting to. But so this little guy here, you're gonna, on the back end here, it's kind of pinched right there. Just get a flat head. You're gonna take that and just gently pop it up. And you can try prying on it, but be careful if you do pry on it, just because you don't really want to bend it. Is that coming off yet? So what I'm doing is I'm just sticking the flathead in there. Might need just, oops, wait, I think I got it. Instead of like prying up, I'm just twisting it. So even doing that, be careful as you're doing it, because again, you don't want to really tear anything up. Actually, when you're doing it, you kind of have to have the right size screwdriver. There we go. Jeez, that was annoying. Okay, and there's a little right into the center there. Little cap thing, go ahead and pull that out. Set that aside. I'm going to see something real quick. Okay, and then from there, here's a C-clip. Okay, it's a little black. You can go ahead and you can take your pliers on that too. And just off to the side, push on it. If you got something small enough, you can get in there, and on this back side here, there's a itty bitty hole. If you can just get that open just a tad bit. Let's see here. I really shouldn't have moved all my tools. Where did I just put that screwdriver? There are tools that are meant to take these C-clips off. I just don't think I have them. Not that I'm aware of anyways. frustrating. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So this is the tool I was kind of mentioning. Looks like this. That way you can just it's supposed to help push it off anyways. That's the idea. I might need to grab the other one actually. There we go. I finally got it. Just try to get the right angle. I'm now popping it off. Of course, it's going to be stubborn. Again, use a flathead when you're doing it. All I'm doing is I'm going right in between there. The same concept, I'm just turning the flathead instead of like prying or anything. A lot of times when you put the C-clip back on, you're going to need to, you might need to pinch it a little bit if it's too loose when it goes back on. So get a pair of pliers. Okay, and then get your original key into your lock. Okay, line it up real good. And go ahead and take your slide tube, whatever it's called. Just slide it right on. Oop. Slide it right on over. Of course, when you're taking it out, you know you're going to get rid of your pins anyways. So, I mean, they fall, but okay, that's out. I'll make sure that I felt like this was not cut properly. Just because this key is having a hell of a time wanting to go in. So I'm going to run it back and forth a few times, just to make sure that it's gonna be okay. Yeah, it's like whenever they design this cylinder, there's just a very small part on the back end here. It's making it a little stubborn. They need to make files for like that are shaped like a key, you know, so you can stick it in there and file it down a little bit if you got to. That'd be nice. Anyways, okay. So yeah, we're gonna sticker key it. We're gonna rekey it to, and I'm gonna put these away. And oh, they do. It's got the, so on some keys, it'll, on one side it'll have the number stamped in for what, for like your key type, for what pins you got to use. So, and I'm using a Lab 3000s kit. Where's Quickset? Right there. I'm just gonna go through, grab my pins, Okay, so I got my pins in. That's not it. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Losing my mind. So I got my pins in, okay? Now I'm just gonna go ahead and slide this back on. As I'm doing this, okay, I'm supporting it with the palm of my hand. I'm using my fingers to slide the cylinder. Okay. Don't be stubborn now. Why is it doing that? And of course I wasn't paying attention and I dropped pins. Yeah, I'm not looking for those. Yeah, be careful when you're messing around with it. If you're not paying attention, you're gonna drop a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's try this again. Wasn't wanting to slide on. Okay. One thing I'll do is I'll turn that a little bit or whatever. And then because this thing's being stubborn, I don't want to try and pull it out and risk everything flying out with it. Go ahead, I'm going to put my C-clip back on. Sometimes you can pinch it with your finger. You can pinch it down with your finger. In my case though, I gotta grab pliers. Just easier. Okay, that's on. It's nice and snug. And then go ahead and put that guy back in there. I'm actually going to leave that out. I don't know why that's in there. Okay, because I did kind of scrape this up a little bit. Kind of take a file and gently get rid of some of these burrs that I created. Okay. And this just presses back on. It's supposed to press back on. Okay. Now I was like taking my key back, making sure it turns nice and beautiful. Kinda. Should not be that hard to pull it back out, but oh, these cylinders are weird. I like working with like the Ace ones a lot more. Defiant has some really nice ones. Now we will go ahead and we'll move on to the deadbolt here. Just checking something real quick. Okay. So the way these work, I'm just gonna not put the rest of the thing back together. Okay, so when you're putting your cylinder back in your handle, go ahead and remember, make sure your keyhole side goes in. And then, where's that? There it is. Remember the old plastic piece I told you not to lose? That's gonna go right back here. Okay. Just get stuck right there. And you're gonna take this guy. Let's see. This goes. So this big end right here, okay, is gonna slide along the top part of the cylinder, and then right here is your where the detent thing needs to go. Maybe it's upside down. Why is this being so? Okay, yeah. So on these ones, it's the middle section where it's cut out. It's just a tad bit wider. Yeah, and that just pops back in. So I feel like it's supposed to go in a little bit more, but yeah, it's supposed to. Uh-oh. There's like a washer thing there. I don't know if that's prohibiting me from. This should not be this difficult. I already know what it is, but I know what it is. that's not it. Okay, yeah. So you gotta kind of depress that pin a little bit, I guess, on these. They don't want to just pop back on like they're supposed to. And then when I'm done, I always like to put these back together just so they're together. Alright, let's see here. So I've already got, this just comes right out of the deadbolt, like sits on that just like that. You just push it right out. Okay, set that piece aside. And grab yourself something small. I'm using a nail because I don't have any of my tools in here because I'm smart like that. And on these, like I showed in others, there's a little pin right here. You got to depress that so you can turn the you gotta do it at an angle so you don't stop it, so you don't block it from turning or anything. Okay, this comes off and in here. So there's this guy. Okay, that's the thing that actually like turns the lock part. And it's got a little washer. A lot of times these are like C-shaped or whatever, but I like how this one's designed. It's a little bit easier so it doesn't fall out necessarily. Set those off to the side, don't lose them. But yeah, so there's the thing, you gotta turn, you gotta depress the pin so that it won't, because otherwise it stops in these little nubs here and blocks it from turning. And then you gotta take that little pin out, okay? And then there's a spring inside. Usually they'll fall out, but and you can take your key, put it in, turn it, grab your sleeve, slide your cylinder over. I've got a little tray that I dump all the used pins in. Not gonna need those anymore. And if anyone's wondering, when I get a new lock set and I'm going to be like not using those keys that it came with or whatever, what I usually do is I will use them for like another job if there's no keys to be, like they don't have keys to replace them or whatever. This one's doing the same thing. Something else I'll do too, like if I get sticky keys like this one's being, I use the Blaster brand graphite dry lube, and that works pretty well for, really, it's good for locks. You'll see too on the can it's got a picture of a lock because that's what it's used best on. So, because you don't want to use like W40 because it'll like collect dust and everything, to where like the graphite lube, it doesn't collect dust. So works really great. Now I'm going to go through and the same thing. I'm using the same key, so I'm going to use the same pins. I'm just going to go through and grab my pins. Okay, I've got my pins in. Ooh, don't push that out. I'm just going to go through with my cylinder again. Slide that back on. Test it out a little bit before I do anything else. And then with these, this style, shit, this is going to be a pain. Okay, I got the key out. Make sure it's locked in place. Because with these, with everything I have to put on the back end, I like laying these flat down on the surface. So I'll put those down. And then I'm going to grab my little spring. Okay. And that's going to go back into this little hole on the back end of the cylinder. Okay. And I'm going to put this pin back in. I'm going to reassemble this guy. Sometimes getting this started can be a struggle because that pin sometimes wants to pop up and block you, but once you get it started at least. Oh. You don't want to over tighten it. You want it to be a little loose. That pin's going to stop it from turning, because if you have it too tight, then it's going to be really hard to turn your key because there's too much pressure. Okay, and that's that. And yeah, like I said, what I do is stuck keys sometimes. Or gloves when I do this, because sometimes it likes to get everywhere, especially because I'm going to be holding it. Grab the other lock. What I do is I stick the little whatever it's called, the little stick thing in it. I bring that right up into a hole, and I'll spray in there. And take the key, run it in and out a couple times, get a rag, wipe it off because it does turn it black. But yeah, I can see the makes a little black. It's not a bad thing, like it can stay on technically. It's not gonna hurt anything, so. Take the deadbolt, we're gonna do the same thing, spray it. Grab the key. All I'm doing is I'm sticking it in and out a couple times, so rub it through real good. Okay, set that down, set that up. And just set that in there and all done. So, but yeah, that's a Hosom. I don't know how you say it, but yeah, that's how to rekey a Hosom lock, knob, and deadbolt. So if you guys are in the Wyoming area and you guys need any locksmithing done, keep Cowboy Security in mind for your locksmithing needs. I do residential, I do commercial, and I do automotive lockouts. So, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a good one, y'all. Take care.